still ice on the road. And these last few days in DC have been terrible. Just ice and snow. Mostly a lot of ice. It's a bike I'm very excited about, and it's a bike that I would never buy, but I am excited and I'd like to see if I can get a ride on it. That's the Harley Davidson Pan American. You know, I did see it at the IMS show, and I thought, oh, poor squirrel. And I saw it at the IMS show, and I thought it was pretty cool looking. It's quirky, but I think that's kind of like what people like in their adventure bikes. They want it to be different. Yeah, there's this whole like advertising campaign with this actor named Jason Momoa, which I don't quite understand, because I don't know, are there a lot of Harley wannabes looking up to that guy? I don't know, but I guess he's a aficionado of Harley, and Harley gives him like Harleys. I guess, you know, they always give like celebrities stuff, but I don't know, it's kind of lame, the advertising that Harley's doing. I kind of wish that they would hire better advertising companies, because I think people see right through this kind of like traditional type of advertising that they do. I don't know, they need to reach out to like better advertising companies. This whole like hunk on the bike thing doesn't really work for the Harley Davidson you know, male audience. I don't know, like it's not like you need to get a female rider to get the male audience. You need to get somebody that's interesting. The Harley Pan American, I don't know, that bike does look pretty fantastic. And I was reading some of the specs. 150 horsepower. 150 horsepower. That's crazy. That's more than the Super Tenere. I believe the Super Tenere is like 110. And the Pan American weighs 560 pounds. I believe that the Super Tenere is like 580. So, you know, but the thing is, a lot of these manufacturers do lie about their weights, you know, like BMW. Who really weighs their bikes, right? The wet weight? No one really weighs their bikes, so they can make up any number. But anyway, apparently on paper the Pan American is a little bit lighter weight, and it's got a V-twin, and I believe it's the first Harley with a chain in a very long time. I believe they had like these weird scramblers in the beginning with chains, but most Harleys have a belt drive. And man, who's here on that left lane holding everybody up? Yeah, this is a particularly dangerous area because there's all of these cars merging onto the beltway. This lady passed me on my lane too. They just come all the way up in order. Look at that crazy lady in the Subaru. She cut me off and then went back to cut people off. I do wonder if people are going to be buying the Harley Pan American. You know, like from a non-Harley fan like me, I see that bike as being pretty darn cool, and if I had like tons of money, I might consider buying one. And you know that Harley guys do spend a lot of money on their bikes. Everything else is just lame. And they had the Livewire for a bit, and at the IMS show they were pushing it hard. They really wanted people to be excited about it, and they're doing a lot of test drives. But I don't know, the electric motorcycle thing has not taken off, and cars are quickly becoming electric, but with motorcycles I don't see it. I don't see people being really into the whole electric movement. And I think a lot of it has to do because the motorcycling style is a little bit different. Other than commuting, if you get an electric bike, you're pretty much like stuck getting your bike charged. You know, I ridden a electric bike for a while, and that was the case. I do wonder who would buy the Harley. I can't imagine the KTM guys buying a Harley for any reason, but I think I see a lot of the BMW guys doing it into the ADV market really late, and I think they did. It's like now there's so much competition, and Harley just getting in and out, but they do have the brand recognition. It's not like it's a new motorcycle startup, but there is a point. It's like, why are they building internal combustion engines anymore on their bikes? Shouldn't, if they're really forward thinking, don't they want to like get in on this electric bike craze? But the thing is, electric bikes are just not there yet. And I think it has to do with riders, the style of riding. Unless you're commuting, you know, the general way of riding is that we kind of gather in groups, small groups, or by yourself. You go into the backwoods, you know, back roads and twisties and mountains where there's no charging stations. And generally, riders, the activity that they like is riding and not waiting around a charging station for their bikes to charge up. There's a lot of traffic there for some reason. Well, here's 14th Street. Riders, they like to go out into the country. There's very few times that I ride on the weekend that I do less than 200 miles. Hey, can you imagine doing 200 miles and then having to wait somewhere to fill up? Yeah, just not interested. What is going on? There's like so much traffic. Go ahead, buddy. Oh my god, what the fuck you doing, lady? I don't like to use the bike lane, but Jesus, there's a lot of strange traffic happening. You know, there's few bikes that I'm excited for. It seems like the whole adventure market is becoming quickly saturated. I never really signed off on the cafe racers and scramblers. It's like, oh, that's a speed camera right there. I never even noticed it. Damn. They're so well hidden these days. What on earth is this guy doing? Any day now. Well, I guess it is 15 miles an hour. Yeah. He's got a point here. What is this guy doing? You making a U-turn here? That, I hate these people. Come on, go around. No one can afford it here. Here's the Target. Yeah, this is why you don't want like a big ADV bike to come to DC. It just doesn't make a whole lot of sense, because you want to be able to kind of zip around a little bit easier. Man, these roads. Alright, buddy, what are you doing? Oh, this SUV is a cop. Look at all the lights. Manuel Belgrano. That's a terrible sculpture. And now Lyft has got scooters. It was Bird and like whatever. I guess those scooters, you know, the cool thing about those scooters is that you're going to get really good deals after a while, because they're just going to be like sold like everywhere. And then why don't you just have your own? You know, what's the point of renting? You just have your own for like $200. You like electric technology, but I find that for motorcycles and scooters, it's just not anywhere to be found. And when you do have any electric vehicles, they're way too expensive for what you get. Even with the Zeros, which are considered the top of the line, the best range, the best technology, I guess you could say they're like the Tesla of electric motorcycles, but not really. They cost like $15,000, and all you're doing is like moving maybe 100 miles. And then you get an app that you can kind of see the charge. And I don't really like that. I kind of like the idea of having a bike that I can do 200, 300 miles per tank full. I kind of like that. You know, once bikes, they start to get over 200 miles per charge, then I think that's when a lot of motorcyclists are going to start to get in on it. But the problem is only posers are getting that stuff now, and not just posers, but rich guys that basically ride very little. Now, will that Prius go straight and cut off everybody, or will he make a right? I'm thinking that guy is going to go straight and cut off everybody. Because look at that, look at that. Yeah, he's going straight. Oh, good for him. These people in this lane are morons. Okay, I'm gonna have to pass this Corolla. This is a very annoying guy. It's one of these guys that likes to stop like 2 car lengths behind the red light. It just doesn't make sense. Like, that kind of stuff really is annoying. I'm gonna go this way. Alright, dude. That's how you do it, man. You can't be waiting around for buses. You just have to go around them. We are on University Boulevard, and quite frankly, I don't know why they call it University, because there's no university off of there at all. So it's a little misleading. I'm gonna do this little shortcut through here. It's probably slower, but I don't really care. I just like to go through little neighborhoods like this. I don't get it, man. Why go into the left lane if you don't want to, like, at least go a little bit faster? I mean, I'm going 52 miles an hour, and oh, that's a big bump right there. Power, speed up, buddy. Can you eat that salt? I mean, could I take it and put it in my food? Is it salty like that? I never tried it. I mean, isn't salt expensive? I don't know. I wish they would not put salt on the road. Maybe something else. Kind of stuck here. The cops won't bother me.